Hey guys, welcome back to another breakdown. I know it's been a super long time. There's going to be videos that are going to be uploaded, and they may be out of date. They may be talking about dates previously. I may mention things that are past the time or whatever. I apologize. I have been what happens is I upload stuff to my Brad Treasure channel, and then my computer will act like all crappy, or YouTube will act stupid, and it won't let me upload to the wrestling thing, or I'll go to do something right before I go to upload to the wrestling one, this channel breakdown, and things will just go haywire. So whatever. But let's get to the topic today. Today, TNA has been in the news, huge news, and I think it's official now. I think it's official. It just hasn't came out yet officially, like what the deals currently are and everything, but supposedly, like probably 98.5 for sure, that WWE has got the TNA library now. Um, that's interesting because I think that opens up a whole lot of options for people that are now currently in NXT and the main roster. AJ Styles for the most part, but there's a few other people that are on there. I think who else was on there in TNA? Well, supposedly Bubba Ray is not gone. On TV, he's gone for now. But supposedly he's coming back to do his Bully Ray character. It may be a spin on that. He may come up with a better name. But since if they own the library to TNA, they may be able to use that name. They may have bought the complete TNA company and the library because supposedly Billy Corgan may be rebranding TNA to be something else. So we'll see how that happens. I kind of wonder what's going to happen with everything. That's a whole other video. But today we're going to talk about a different subject, like what would happen. And I think that this is the way WWE needs to go. But WWE Network becoming a pro wrestling platform. And I got this idea from Steven Larson. And in general, like, as soon as they started talking about it, I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. And I wanted to put my thoughts on it and everything because I think it's a great idea. And I thought about this a long time ago. I was actually thinking about this a long time ago before. And I'm like, if they buy TNA, this is what would be the greatest thing ever. If they got the library and continue to let the company run. And basically, I believe that's what's going to happen. But they're just going to change their name and it's going to become something else, which is a good idea because it's Billy Corgan's. It's going to be Billy Corgan's baby for the most part. But I think Dixie Carter's still going to be there. But Billy Corgan's going to have majority ownership, so they're basically going to have, he's going to have the majority thing. But I think Dixie Carter's going to have some sort of whatever, because she still owns some stake in the company. So I think she still wants to be there in the company. So I think that I don't know if that's going to be a hindrance to Billy Corgan, but I think they worked together for a while now. And that maybe that she wants to be there with him and help run the company because she just doesn't want to let TNA go that what it's now currently. But I think that it's going to be interesting, and I think the belts that they have now will transfer over. I think that no titles will change hands or whatever. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. Today, let's talk about the TNA library. So they cut this deal supposedly with TNA. They got the library. I don't know all the details, but for now, we're just going to say they got the library. TNA is going away. They're going to rebrand. So basically, in a nutshell, WWE did buy TNA. And they're going to own TNA and all the library. But here is the question, and what I think is going to be kind of like up in the air is that anybody that was owned by TNA is going to be under that umbrella. Now, this is a good question that I kind of brings to mind is that Bobby Lashley is actually his name, so I think that he'll be able to use that name. But I'm just trying to think of any other people that's gone by that name or library. But I don't think, honestly, they probably wouldn't use a lot of the newer stuff. They probably would just have, and by the time they got to that point, they wouldn't care because they would see how popular the product is, and they probably just wouldn't care, to be honest. If I were Vince McMahon, I just would want to get the old stuff. on the network first. Get like the Asylum years on there, because that's the stuff that people want to see, man. But yeah, but this is what I want to talk about. What if they went out? So they had this thing, and what if they wanted to buy a huge warehouse somewhere? If everybody knows how YouTube works, they have tons of warehouses. I'm pretty sure this is what I've seen in videos and seen in the video, whatever, is that they have a bunch of warehouses, a lot of places, like a few warehouses that store these huge computers that store all the YouTube content. And what if the WWE, I can't even talk. What if the WWE had a huge network and was able to upload a lot of content? And they went around to all these indie promotions that have weekly shows. They're very, very active. They post things online, and was able to take that stuff and say, okay, well, let's put your stuff on the network and get it to be better quality. You know, um, you know, put it up on YouTube and maybe get us access to download it to put it on the network, because that would be interesting too. So on top of being on YouTube and being able to monetize that, you could still do that. You could still do that, or put it on YouTube and charge for it, and have WWE had access to download it. But give, I don't know how that would work. Somehow they could have it work to where they could upload the content and give WWE like rights to go on there and just download it, and then refund them the charge after they download everything, or pay them back maybe after they download it immediately, something like that. I don't know. But they can have so many independent promotions on there, so you can go on there and just choose from whatever promotion you want to choose and just watch. And I think that cutting a deal with New Japan, cutting a deal with Ring of Honor, cutting a deal with Global Force Wrestling, cutting a deal with AAA, cutting a deal with CMLL, cutting a deal with um, all the promotions that they're already working with right now in the UK, cutting a deal with What Culture Pro Wrestling, cutting a deal with all these promotions that, for the most part, they're just harder to get to, like CZW and things like that. And they don't really have to be associated like with them. The only thing that they're doing is putting their library onto um, the network. And some of the stuff, like I said, they have parental controls. They can set the parental controls, like what kind of promotion is it, blah, blah, blah. They can have people watch the content or just watch a little bit of the content, so that they know what they're getting themselves in with. Things like XPW, they can put that on there. The promotions that are defunct now, they can buy the entire libraries, put them on there. I mean, honestly, and see, this is what I think, that WWE may get to the point where they go, okay, we need to charge a little bit more for the network. And it may go to $15 a month, but to be honest, $15 a month wouldn't be that bad. I would still pay $15 a month, because that's a lot of money. And there's a lot of content. For $10 a month, it's a steal, man. I mean, I think they should bump it up to 15, to be honest, because I think that in terms of what we're getting for our money, but $10, it's like a no. Like, why? Like, why are people that are not wrestling fans not getting this? Like, why are they not getting this? It's like $10 a month. It's like, even if you have Netflix, $20 a month. Netflix, uh, network. There you go. I mean, and this is what I'm talking about, like the future. I did a video about cutting the cord on my Brad Trader channel, and I talked about cutting the cord, and it's one way, it's one step closer to the WWE kind of getting away. And kind of like, if you're a wrestling fan, you're already in a demographic all by yourself, because there's not very many wrestling fans out there. It's slowly becoming a trend, and the boom period is coming once again, but it's still kind of going to be a wrestling kind of thing. And like, people that are hardcore wrestling fans are going to really bounce to this, and there's going to be a lot of people from like ROH and stuff like that are going to start watching the product again, because the product is getting a lot better. The matches are getting a lot better. I think that people are going to notice that there is change happening in the WWE, and they're going to bring a lot of fans back to the company that they lost during all the other stuff. And I think that they already started. Because, I mean, there's some people that say, I don't watch WWE. All I watch is Ring of Honor. I call bullcrap on that, because if you're a wrestling fan, if you don't watch it, you at least follow it. And if you follow it, there's going to be some things that intrigue you. So every once in a while, you're going to check out wrestling. Saying that, everybody's going to want to check out the network because there's so much old content from ECW, from uh, uh, GWF. That stuff you want to see. And if you haven't checked out GWF and you're a wrestling fan, holy crap. Let me tell you a little bit about GWF for a second as we're on this thing, because this is kind of like we're talking about getting promotions on this channel, and some of the older promotions are what they definitely want to get more of on the channel, because that's interesting stuff. Like, I don't know if they have like all the AWA stuff on there, but AWA would be huge to get a lot more of their content up on there. And I don't think they probably scratched the surface of what they got on there. And I really don't know how they could put like every single thing on there. But I don't know if AWA truly had events. Did they have events, or did they just have like TV stuff? Did they have pay-per-views, or I don't think they had pay-per-views, stuff like that. They may have had big shows. I guess that's what they call them, big shows, possibly. They may have had those. I don't really know. I don't know what they did back in the day of AWA. I'm not educated enough about AWA to know that kind of stuff. But GWF had Dustin Rhodes. They had Jeff Jarrett at one time. They had Ebony Experience, which ended up being Harlem Heat in WCW. They had Stunning Steve Austin. They had all these other people. And GWF kind of went hand in hand with USWA, too, because some of their people from GWF would end up on USWA, and they would show footage. If you haven't checked out USWA, that's also another promotion on the network that you definitely need to get hold of. And I think that came around with Memphis Wrestling. And that's another thing they need to get on there, too. There's just a lot of footage, man. I mean, they can go out and get so much footage, and if they start doing the pro wrestling, if they become a pro wrestling platform, it's just going to be huge. And I honestly, I don't think that the WWE Network is not really, per se, what I would call it. I'm trying to stop my video from looking Japanese, but I think it's going to end up being that way. It seems like it's slowing down when I'm talking. So if it looks weird around this point in the video, I apologize. Okay, well, it looks like it may be catching up. Maybe not. I can't tell. My computer flips out sometimes. Yes, so in terms of it becoming a platform, I don't think the name fits, but I don't know what you would call it. Like, I don't know, the WWE Universe app, or I don't even know. I have no idea. I think WWE Network fits. Everything's just under that umbrella of WWE. But I think in general, I think it should become the pro wrestling app. And let me know your thoughts below. Like, I know probably other people have brought this up before, but let me know down below. I mean, you think it would be interesting if you could go to the WWE Network and check out old matches of CM Punk and ROH, old matches of Colt Cabana and Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan, the American Dragon, from ROH and things like that, because I think that would be amazing. I mean, Ring of Honor has so much content that they could put on the network, that they could license the WWE to use and stuff. Oh man, I mean, even if we didn't get per se like the entire thing, like possibly to get like certain wrestlers at a time put on the network, like all CM Punk's matches and all of Samoa Joe's matches, all of AJ Styles' matches from ROH. That's when it becomes an awesome thing. Then going from there, and maybe WWE doing polls on their channel and saying, who should we get content from ROH on, and start doing collections of certain things. Where we go from there, though, I would say, is to start from the old library footage. And see, that's what they should do anyway, because that's what they're going to do anyway. They're going to start with the earlier footage, and then they're going to add slowly. And ROH has so, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. They've been around for close to 20 years, I think. I could be even wrong about that. They could be older than that. But I know they've been around for a while. They've been around for quite some time. Um, so, yeah. And I think that WWE needs to kind of be the grandparents of pro wrestling, to be honest, because that's what they should be. They should be the people that this is where you want to get to. This is where you want to come to play on the grandest stage of them all, the WWE. You want to get here. You want to perform in front of millions. You want to get to the point where you're on a national TV syndicate. You want to get on that show. You want to show everyone in the entire world what you're all about. That's what they need to be. And I think to get there, they need to go out, cut deals, shake hands, kiss babies, all that jazz. You need to go talk to all the owners of all these promotions around the world because they are a global company. And in order to do that, they need to start cutting deals with New Japan. Is all Japan still together? I don't know. Cut deals with all Japan if they're still around. Cut deals with a lot of promotions around the world that are decently large that people watch on a weekly basis or go to live events on a weekly basis um, that have content, that they sell content, and that we can get more on the network. Because I think it's undoubtedly that's what they want to do. They want to continue to give us content from the WWE because that's what they're there for. They're the biggest company in the world. They continue to give us the great content we want every week, Monday and Tuesday now. NXT. Um, it also opens the doors for CWC stuff if they were to make friends with Mexico's promotions and things like that, which they already have. They've already, I think, cut deals, made friends with them because I think it was the beginning with the first CWC, but I think the second CWC is going to be it's going to be a different. I think it's going to be a different baby, and I think it's going to be a lot more interesting, and I think there's going to be a lot more. I think it's going to be a lot more interesting. And to me, if they were going to make it super interesting, go bigger. Go bigger. Go 64 this next time and really blow the roof off. And see, the way they do that, I think, is invite everybody back. Um, the only thing I would do if I was going to do CWC next year is to uh, invite back everybody except the winner. The winner does not get to participate. If you win the tournament, you can no longer participate in it. That's what I think you should be able to do. I think that should be a rule. Um, that way, we always get a new CWC cup winner or whatever, supposedly trophy winner. You always get a new trophy winner because if you, I don't think that and ultimately, I mean, most of the time, the winner should end up getting a contract with the WWE. In all honesty, if they don't want to sign a contract with the WWE, they probably shouldn't be in the CWC. But they're able to go out there, they're able to wrestle in front of a global audience and get their name out there so that they can say, yes, I participated in the CWC 2016, 17, 18, whatever. And they can get their name out there and kind of promote themselves going forward if they're not going to want to wrestle in the WWE. I don't know why you wouldn't, but in this day and age, because it's getting better, so, whatever. Some people still are stubborn headed and just have their mind closed to what WWE is not to yet, but I think they're getting there. My computer is glitching like no other. Um, anyways, I always talk about that. Anyways, that's all I really got to talk about. But platform, it definitely needs to be a platform. I mean, I think, like I said, it'd be awesome to go to the network and go, yeah, I want to watch some New Japan. Let's go to the first year they were open, and you click on it and it shows some great matches, possibly even like Ric Flair or something like that wrestling over there, or Sting. I mean, there's so much content that could be had for any promotion that's been around for a while that um, even to see some Mexican work with possibly some Mexican wrestlers that um, would be able to translate. and tell a good story with overdubbing and being able to do, what do you call that? Dubbing? Yeah, I guess dubbing. So dubbing the CMLL and AAA stuff so that we can relive what's already happened in Mexico, because I think that'd be interesting. You know, maybe like an Alberto Del Rio comes back and does that for a living. Maybe guys like what's his name? His ring announcer. Have him do the dubbing for it. Have him to translate and tell stories about what's going on. I think that would be interesting. I think that, like I said, just being able to go on there, click on ROH, click on TNA, click on New Japan, click on AAA, click on CMLL. You know, some of the promotions that just started now. You know, Global Force Wrestling, What Culture, do all that stuff. People that just want to go there and watch all the wrestling on the WWE Network. There you go. I mean, that's what it should become. And I think that's it, man. Hopefully, TNA maybe the start of something. If it's official, like I said, I think it's like 98% sure that it is official. They're just not coming out with anything yet. I don't think it, in my eyes, and other people, and Steve Larson was talking about this before. I love their channel, by the way. So if you guys happen to see this, I like your channel. I like your channel a lot. Just keep doing more content. Um, but they talked about how, what did they talk about? Where am I going here? Where am I going? They talked about, I'm totally spacing what I was going to talk about now. Crap. Oh, yawn. I don't know where I was going to go with that. I have no idea. I guess another video I'll talk about that stuff. Whatever I was going to talk about. But yeah, let me know what you thought about down below, what you think my idea. Whatever I just said. I cannot talk this morning. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, let me know what you think about the platform idea. Them being more of a platform for other people. And also continuing to do their stuff as well. But I think, the majority of their footage is on there is, that people really, really want to see is the WCW stuff and the, GWF, USWA, AWA, NWA. I mean, there's so much footage, and plus, and this is what you got to think about too, the promotions they already have. They haven't even uploaded all the content that they have for that yet. So that's the craziest thing. Like, they have Worldwide, they have Thunder, they have all this stuff that I don't believe that they put on there yet. So think about that. There is still more content that they have not put on there yet. And I don't know if they're sifting through them or having to go and edit some stuff. I don't know. I don't know what they have to do. I think they may have to edit probably the commercials out and things like that. And it probably takes time. But I don't know. I don't know. Interested to see what they release on the network in the coming years to come. In the years to come. Oh, God, oh my God, save me. Okay. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. And as always, keep rocking and keep watching wrestling.